Today, I'm going to talk about the history of mosaics. So we're just going to dive right in. And on the left, you can see this is one of the oldest mosaics found. It is from ancient Mesopotamia in modern-day Iraq. It is known as the Ishtar Gate, and it was made out of stones, shells, ivory originally. Obviously, they've gotten a little bit more complex and advanced in the materials and systems using them, but this is kind of where it started. And then on the right is kind of an example of some mosaic that was found in ancient Mayan culture, so modern-day Mexico. And it is possible that there are mosaics that are older that have not been discovered or, have not been dated per se. And then a theory that explains why there are such ancient old mosaics still found, still in wonderful tact, is because they aren't a target for robbery or destruction so much as other monuments, pieces of artwork. So on the top left corner, you can see this type of mosaic is called tesserae style, and that is when there are really, really tiny pieces. So even though mosaics started more simplistic and they were actually originally used mostly as flooring rather than anything else, as the patterns and the usage became more complex, they would use smaller pieces of material, which is the tesserae style. And then on the right is called opus sectile style. And this one uses bigger cuts of glass, stone, ivory, shells, whatever the material is, and it places the shells in a very specific pattern. As you can see here, they're big pieces, but it makes a beautiful picture and it depicts a piece of artwork. A very noteworthy display of mosaics is the picture seen here of the cathedral in Venice. There's lots of examples of churches with mosaics, and it was actually in right before 500 after death AD. There were lots of mosaics depicting Jesus, whether he was on a throne, in a crown. Really after the marking of his death, there were a lot of mosaics attributed to him. And that really kind of changed the scheme of how mosaics were being used, because they were on walls and ceilings, little corners that didn't have any artistic flair. That would be a place where a mosaic would then go. So Christianity definitely has its strong ties to it, as well as lots of other cultures. So here you can see a really noteworthy piece of art, mosaic art. On top is Alexander the Great mosaic. I believe Holland talked about it a little bit, and we'll get to see it tomorrow when I'm filming this. This is a great example of a mosaic that it was originally a painting, and the artist decided to do a tribute to an already established, well-known, well-respected painting and create mosaic out of it. So that is the remains of what we can see today, or what we will see, I guess, tomorrow. And then I also included on the bottom Spaniards, one Spaniard specifically, Gaudi, I'm not sure the Spanish pronunciation, took a different artistic flair using mosaics, and he's very famous for this unfinished church in Barcelona, and there is a mosaic dragon that greets you, which I thought was very, very cool. In the bottom left corner, you can see a picture of the Mosaic Art Gallery located in Rome. This just features a lot of different styles, history, about mosaics. Obviously, we are all still very, very aware of mosaics and what they mean, and maybe not in history, but in modern day, I've included some pictures of like a kitchen and a bathroom that incorporate the mosaic style into their architecture, which is definitely very cool.